Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. All right, so it is Saturday night, and I appreciate you guys being here. You could be anywhere in the world, but I'm glad that you're here. Tomorrow is the Dallas Cowboys' final preseason game. Glad to get this thing out of the way. We are coming down the home stretch to the beginning of the season. Dak Prescott was looking great in practice. Contrary to popular belief of, Adam Schefter and Colin Cowherd and all those guys, that Dak Prescott's arm's falling off. Well, I tell you what, he looked pretty good. A lot of people will say Dak needs to play in preseason. It's kind of a different NFL world these days. Between the joint practices and the work that they do, it's not far from the live action. And with people literally dropping like flies in preseason, I'm okay with keeping my quarterback off the field until we play Tampa Bay. Let's be honest here. Dak Prescott has probably had more work with his teammates, even though he missed that time, than most. Think that the Dallas Cowboys had more people working in OTAs than anybody else. We did. When a lot of teams said, we're not going to do OTAs in person, just not going to do it, the NFLPA said, players, boycott it. The Cowboys said, nah, man. They had 100% participation for OTAs and minicamp. And Dak Prescott's got the field in his backyard. In fact, before Dak was cleared to be able to stand and run and do all that stuff, dude was in his house throwing on his knees and sitting on his butt. That's why his arm was hurt, because his arm, he's worked the fuck out of it. Excuse my language there, but that's what he's done. I'm not worried about him getting together with his receivers. He knows Kellen Moore. He knows this offense. He knows his players. It's not going to be a problem. So we'll see tomorrow. We know that basically 30 players are going to be sitting. So don't expect to see, name guys that you really know. They're not going to risk anybody who's going to be playing significant minutes in that game. And I'm okay with that. We need all hands on deck as healthy as possible to take on Tampa Bay. So, I'm about to get myself in trouble right now. I know that this is a no-win situation, but I got to deal with it. Just like I got to deal with the rain. I don't feel like putting the canopy all the way out right now. I'm just going to deal with it, okay? Because can you stand the rain, okay? Jerry Jones said today, or yesterday, that Tony Romo is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I know in the minds and hearts of some Cowboy fans that you guys believe that as well. You'll say, he's got the Cowboys records for most yards and things, and I can't dispute that portion of it. But here's the thing. I had somebody who literally said that Drew Pearson got in. If Drew Pearson got in, then Des Bryant and Tony Romo definitely have to be in. But see, the thing is, you have to take what happened with Drew Pearson and put it in context with the people that he played against. Football was different back in the 70s. Teams didn't throw the ball 50 times. They didn't. They averaged about 14 passes a game. You didn't have as many opportunities. And when you look at the all-decade team, Drew Pearson was the only one who was not in there from who they deemed the best players of that decade. Now here's the problem for Tony Romo. When you go through the era that Tony Romo played in, you have, unfortunately, a lot of great quarterbacks. You got Tom Brady, who's still playing. You already have Peyton Manning, who's in there, right? Then you have to look at Ben Roethlisberger, who's still playing. He's in that era as well. You have to look at Eli Manning with 2 Super Bowl rings, and I can say, honestly, I don't think that Eli should be a Hall of Famer, but he will be. He will be because he's royalty. Let's face it. They're going to want to have 3 busts from the same family so they can say, that's the only one. He did play really, really well in those 2 playoff series. Other than that, his numbers are average, but he'll get in. I think. I'm not sure. So you already have 4 right there. You have to look at Drew Brees, who helped to save New Orleans. That's 5. You're going to have to look at Russell Wilson, who's part of that time. Russell Wilson, who went to 2 Super Bowls, winning 1, and is playing lights out. You got Aaron Rodgers, who's there. Is that 7? Yeah. And every one of those guys have at least 1 Super Bowl, if not multiples. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Big Ben, I believe, has 2. You've got all of those guys. Now, here's the other problem. If you say Tony Romo, then you also have to then say Donovan McNabb, who did go to a Super Bowl and did go to, I want to say, 3 NFC Championship games in a row. I don't think Donovan McNabb is a Hall of Famer. I just don't. And if you put Dak Prescott, Tony Romo in there, Dak Prescott's not a Hall of Famer either. He's not. Maybe one day we'll see what happens. He's going to need to get that ring, and he's going to need longevity. If you put Tony Romo in that list, then you have to look at Phillip Rivers as well. Because Phillip Rivers and Dak Prescott, God, why do I keep saying Dak? Phillip Rivers and Tony Romo, they really are about the same location. Tons and tons of yards, but not a lot of success in playoffs. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate from people. They're going to say, you're just a Dak lover. You think that Dak Prescott. He's not. I'm not even going to go there with that one. Don't even try and put those words in my mouth. But for Jerry Jones to not only say he's a Hall of Famer, but a first ballot? I'd like to know what Jerry sees as the defining moment, the era changing, or the wins that equate to him being in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. I'd say that's a no. Hopefully, you guys won't burn down my house for me saying that. And I'll see you guys, God willing, tomorrow for our final preseason game. Hope you guys had a great night. Shout out to everybody that came in for our live stream for our fantasy football draft. We're working on league number 4. So if you're interested, definitely check out our Discord channel or email me at cowboysmark94 at Gmail so I can get you guys hooked up with Stuart. Other than that, I'm going to get my ass out of the rain. See y'all in the morning, God willing.